Is 2 months enough to release the full version of New World? Hey everyone, I'm Wisa of Content Critters, here to condense the latest RPG news so you don't have to. MMORPG's Garrick Durham Rayleigh conducts an interview with Amazon Games' head of player experience, David Verifai, to discuss New World's classless system and weapon customization, open world PvP system, and PVE Endgame content. Now let's start with the classless system and weapon customization. Unlike many MMOs, New World boasts a classless system, which means that the progress of your character fully relies on the weapons you wield, the armor you wear, and the attribute points you master. To make it interesting, there are certain weapons that focus on support if you feel like healing or tanking is a better role for you. There's a life staff that allows you to heal and buff your team. Ranged and melee weapons are also available for damage dealers. Players have 3 weapon slots to unlock to freely switch between them. Initially, you start with just 1 weapon, and then as your level increases, you unlock the 2nd and 3rd slots. Most MMOs except WoW allow you to swap between 2 weapon sets in combat. 2 sets are usually for balancing purposes since weapons have skills associated with them. 3 weapon slots is something new. In connection with the game's 7th century setting, there will be a lot of weapon types available, ranging from flintlock muskets and bows and arrows to swords and shields, spears, and axes. The reload times will feel slower in line with the realistic combat system. David also teases the possibility of equipping both a sword and a pistol, but shouldn't this be incorporated already since we can dual wield anyway? Weapons can be customized via the weapon mastery system. Every weapon has 2 mastery trees with unique playstyles. For a sword, 1 tree focuses on damage while the other tree focuses on the shield to interrupt enemy attacks. There's no limit to how much you can mix and match each playstyle. What some alpha players are giving feedback on is the lack of skills under each tree. I mean, if this is the case, then it won't be enticing to customize weapons since our options are pretty limited. The other way to acquire stronger weapons is through crafting, which we have discussed in a previous video. To put it simply, perks, modifiers, and gem slots can be added to each piece of gear to make their corresponding gear score or damage higher. Second is the open world PvP system, where signing up for a faction can already be done when you reach level 10. Joining a faction opens up the faction shop, which contains powerful gear. PvP faction missions grant you slightly better rewards or more faction currency due to the high risk it comes with. By participating in these PvP or PvE missions, your faction currency and rank increases to unlock higher tiered gear. The team is trying to balance the gear you get from PvP and PvE, as they don't want to force players to engage in content they don't enjoy, just to acquire the rewards. So there's a shared set of gear for either of these modes. I'm all for it as a predominantly PvE player, and I like the idea of focusing on PvE missions instead of participating in PvP just for better gear. In Alpha, they release a new patch every month focused on combat balance changes. Now, in terms of endgame PvE content, there are 4 avenues. First is the Elite Points of Interest, which can also be considered as open-world dungeons in difficult areas like Murkgar, consisting of high-level bosses with high-level rewards from chests. At least 5 players are needed to complete these POIs. Second is Invasions, which is similar to PvP's War Mode, but instead of other players declaring war against your fort, you have corrupted armies. You need to defend and protect your fort for 30 minutes to win. Third is the Corrupted Breaches, which starts as early as level 20. This activity consists of monsters that escalate in difficulty pretty quickly by gaining new abilities. And last is the Spriggan Arena, the first real arena boss with multiple phases. The featured boss is the Angry Earth Spriggan, which has limbs that stretch out to attack your party. He can also hide in a cocoon momentarily to heal himself. The economy for New World is also currently player-based, so to prevent monopoly, Amazon Games is making some resources rare to limit the influx of powerful gear. Many games try to prevent monopolies, but they always eventually happen.
Come on. Why don't you just take my blood?
Making resources rarer means those who have more time will eventually cause a monopoly instead of preventing it. At this moment, when New World is only 2 months away, I feel like some of the information we know is pretty half-baked and in the initial stages of development. I hope they pull it off because there are some interesting systems in place, such as crafting. But anyway, what do you think of these updates so far? Let me know in the comments section below. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, remember to share, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications when new videos come out. Take care, and I'll see you again this week for more RPG news.